Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I'm Sarah. This is Nobia's Beauty. Whoa, Ike. Ike has Swamp Thing has risen. Okay. Ike was in the bathtub up until I started recording. Of course, the perfect opportune time to escape from the bathtub. Not sure why he's in there, but anyway. So, for today's video, I just thought I would talk about some brands. Excuse you, cameraman. Everyone's interrupting me. What's next, Lincoln? Maybe that was Lincoln. I don't know. Anyway, I just thought I'd talk about a handful. It is Lincoln. Okay. Here he is. Everybody, it's like the clown car. Everybody's coming out now. Oh, look at little Lincoln. He's just a little baby. Okay. Hi. I thought I'd talk about some skincare brands that didn't work great for me. I like to counter everything. So earlier, I think it was last week, I published a video, brands that I almost totally trust. These are brands that, well, it doesn't really have anything to do with trust. They just haven't worked out with me for one reason or another. So I'm just going to start off. I don't have a sample of it, but that K-Beauty brand, Some by Me, for some reason, none of it has worked for me. It just, I find to be just a little too fragrant. Lincoln really wants to be in the shot. I just find it to be a little too fragranced. So that brand, I don't even have an example, but anyway, so that's one brand that just didn't work well for me. Another one, I want to love this brand so much, Tony Moly, and they get so close to having a hit product for me, and then there's something wrong with it almost every time, and this was one where I wanted to love it. It's got great reviews. It just has a little bit too much of a scent for me, so Tony Moly is a brand I just haven't had real good luck with. They're an interesting brand. They've got cute packaging and things like that, and nothing wrong with that, and lots of nice masks and things like that. But for me, it just wasn't a brand that won me over, so it's one that haven't had good luck with. This brand, Tula, they started out with some interesting products that worked really well. How long has this brand been around for now? I don't know, maybe 8 or 9, 10 years. So at first they started out really wonderful, gentle, non-scented stuff, a lot of them, moderately priced. And something happened and they just started releasing products almost like vomit. You know, just like every 10 seconds is a new product and a new product and a new product. And they get more and more expensive and less exciting and too much scent and things like that. This is their cult classic cleanser. I think they have a fragrance-free version, but this version I think has fragrance in it. Yeah, it does. So when they first started, a lot of thoughtful, actually I had a lot of Holy Grail products from them. I don't know, maybe 2 or 3, not a lot, but 2 or 3 from one brand is a lot. And then they just went crazy and just have been releasing new products just like crazy. And it's just too much, too fast, too expensive. And then the products seem to be less thoughtful, you know? I mean, yeah. And then they started becoming in beauty boxes. That's the thing. They started showing up in a lot of beauty boxes. And I don't know, for some brands, that's not a good sign because that means they're not selling a lot or they're just have too much excess products or they're too expensive for what the products are. So it bumps up the value of the beauty box. Just a few thoughts on it. So another brand, Strivectin. A lot of people love this brand. I have yet to find one single product from this brand that I like. I actually remember my mom using it a long time ago, like maybe like 25 years ago. I remember her using it, the cream, the retinol cream, I think for scars or something like that. This brand is overpriced, overscented, way overpriced. What product is this from them? Instant retexturizing scrub. I am over scrubs anyway, so yeah. That's one brand. Okay, here we go. Another one. Shiseido with an asterisk by it because I love their Anessa sunscreen brand. And otherwise, Shiseido products are overpriced and overly fragranced, not that great for skin. However, they own Anessa, which is a sun care line, and their sun products are really, really wonderful, well thought out, great. So Shiseido, no, but the brand they own, Anessa, yes. That's kind of a caveat there. Like this, but not this. Oh, here's another one. Cetaphil. You know what? I have it tends to be people are either Cetaphil or CeraVe. I'm Team CeraVe. A lot of people are Team Cetaphil. However, the more and more products I test, the less and less I'm impressed with actually both of them. There's nothing inherently wrong. The thing I like with CeraVe is pretty much all of their products are non-scented, which I like. Cetaphil, it's super hit or miss. Most of them will have some type of fragrance in it. I just have yet to be wowed by most things with Cetaphil. I think there is a redness reducing moisturizer that I like, but pretty much everything else from Cetaphil has just been average and kind of sometimes expensive. I guess that tends to go with a lot of other drugstore brands like L'Oreal, Olay, Neutrogena. I mean, yeah, they've gotten so expensive nowadays for some of these drugstore brands where I could go and buy 10K beauty products for the price I could buy one Olay moisturizer. It's kind of gotten crazy. So, yeah. Anyway, so Cetaphil. I'm Team CeraVe, but not really Team either one because they're both just, yeah, not my jam anymore. But you know what? For some people, they work well. Another interesting one, Tatcha. Although I will say their silk sunscreen is really nice, but most of their products are really so overly priced, and they're made in Japan, but they're not really owned by, I think they sold to a big brand in the last few years. So Tatcha is kind of fun packaging, but too expensive unless you can get it on sale. But that sunscreen is really nice, but again, it's really, really expensive, and there's a lot of K-beauty sunscreens that I really would like to use as opposed to that. Another brand, Pixie. This brand's been around for a long, long time. Does it say who owns them? Pixie Beauty, Los Angeles. I don't know. Too many products, and I just don't understand their lineup. Although they did have a line of products with blue packaging that seemed to work okay with that fragrance, but pretty much everything else in this lineup is overly scented. Perricone, too expensive, and you know, my pocketbook is happy that I don't really like most of their stuff because their stuff is pretty expensive. A lot of their stuff is, I just thought it was overrated, most of their stuff, and a lot of it scented. Couple more, I can't even pronounce this properly. Omarovza. I was in Hungary, I should have asked how to say this better. This is another brand where a lot of it's just too scented and too expensive and tiny, tiny packaging. What is it? This is a cleansing foam that was 1 ounce. It's little. Shea Moisture. Nothing wrong with it. I just didn't really love it. Elemis is another one. And I'm glad because this brand is another one really expensive and another brand that's in a lot of beauty boxes, which can be a red flag from time to time, you know. Erno Laszlo, another expensive brand, too scented. Belief, yeah. Anything else I can initially point out that I just don't love? Most of the stuff in my drawer I love, but yeah, so there's just a handful of brands that I thought, well, if I'm going to type of ones I don't trust, I should type of ones that just didn't work out well for me. Actually, Dr. Jart's BB cream I like, but the rest of their skincare stuff, it just hasn't been my favorite. So yeah, so you got to do some research, and I think you'll find brands you love, brands you don't love. Some work well, some are just overrated. A lot of brands are overly expensive for what they are, and a lot of them that are in the beauty boxes are there to pump up the value. What's that one brand? 111 Skin. Here's a serum that's $4,000, and we're going to include like 0.04 ounces, and then the beauty box is worth $900 this month. Anyway, I don't know. Just kind of, some of these things kind of get to me after a while. So I guess I'm kind of curious if there are any brands that you feel, this is as a brand, it's just not my jam. It just doesn't work well for me. Because I think a lot of people will find things here and there with brands that just don't work well for them. And if you're Cetaphil or Team CeraVe, I don't know. Leave a comment. We had everything going on here. We had Ike coming in, Lincoln coming in, cameraman coughing. It's Friday. What can I say? Anyway, thanks for sticking by. Leave your thoughts and comments below, and I will see you guys more tomorrow. Okay, bye guys.